From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Monday, February 16th. It is President's Day, and that means a lot of kids don't have school today, and the weather is going to be fantastic for it. We do have to get through some fog, though, this morning. There's some pretty dense fog out there. I know I had some times where I couldn't see very far in front of me at all. So get through that fog. It's going to be partly cloudy this afternoon, but the temperatures are going to feel amazing. We're in the mid-30s right now, but we're going to get to almost 60 degrees today.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized, so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
A musical response to the immigration crackdown in Minnesota is spreading across the country, including here in Indianapolis. The Singing Resistance drew a large crowd to Monument Circle last night. News 8's Jaden Reeves reports.
100 people gathered around the steps of the monument to use their voice. Demonstrators told me they are using music to send a message of unity and support.
I am not afraid. I am not afraid.
Organizers say the event was meant to send a love letter to Minnesota and to stand in solidarity with immigrant communities close to home, and decided singing was a way to do things a bit differently.
I think it's because you can have a collective voice and you don't have to feel like you stand on your own. You don't have to be good at it. The words are already there. It's something you believe in. You just have to join in kind of the flow. So it's a good fight against inertia, and I think it's a good way to connect with other people.
Our love for our people will conquer hate.
The event drew in a crowd of onlookers who stopped to listen. Demonstrators told me that doing it in public spaces is intentional, hoping the music sparks conversation among people who may not otherwise interact.
That, we've seen the struggle and the hurt, and we just needed to be able to say we love you and we stand with you, and we say the same thing to our friends and neighbor in our community here too. Even just taking this as an experience to just kind of let it out.
One demonstrator, Mark Smith, says a lot of people have the wrong idea of why groups continue to gather.
I'm a Democrat, okay? I don't know any Democrat who opposes deporting violent criminals, but that's not what's happening. They are going after people who look a certain way, who speak a certain way.
As the sun set, more people continued to gather around the circle.
Indianapolis knows how to show up. There's no surprise. We've hosted the Super Bowl, we've hosted the WNBA games, NBA games. And so I think we know how to show up for each other. So this is not a surprise, and hopefully it's just the first of many times we can get together and sing for our city and sing for one another.
It's okay to change your mind, and you can join us.
Organizers say they plan to continue to hold these musical gatherings throughout the year because of the great turnout and to encourage community connection. I'm Jaden Reeves for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
The Department of Homeland Security remains shut down after Congress failed to come to a deal to fund it by Friday. Even though ICE is not affected, the fight over restrictions on federal immigration agents is the reason for the standoff. Jen Sullivan reports.
Democrats are pushing for reforms and more oversight of the agency's immigration and customs enforcement before signing off on more funding.
We have a rogue agency. Why don't we rein them in?
The demand for change comes after federal immigration agents fatally shot 2 U.S. citizens last month. Alex Preddy and Renee Nicole Good were killed by DHS agents during protests in Minneapolis. Their deaths sparked nationwide outrage over ICE's handling of protests. As a result, Democrats say they want to see a slew of policy changes, including tougher new use of force guidelines. But the Trump administration says those policies are already in place.
Border Patrol and ICE both have use of force guidelines. They both have operational instructions on, use the minimum force necessary.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Democrats also seek no roving patrols, ICE agents blocked from entering churches, schools, or polling places, coordination with local agencies, and no more masks. In response to the January killings, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem announced earlier this month that all DHS agents in Minneapolis would wear body cameras, with the program gradually expanding nationwide. But she did not change the mask policy.
What are you going to do, expose their faces so you can intimidate their families?
A recent poll asked independent voters their thoughts on ICE's enforcement of immigration laws. 71% thought they'd gone too far. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Happening today, the restaurant where Haley Busby used to work is inviting people to help raise money for her family. The Kitchen on Main in Fortville is hosting a Dine to Donate event today. 20% of the proceeds from today will go to Haley's family. She's the Fishers teenager who went missing last month and was found dead in Ohio. Haley worked at the Kitchen on Main for more than a year before her death. The restaurant is open from 11 this morning to 8 tonight. In Hendricks County, we're working to find out when prosecutors could file formal charges against a man and woman police arrested for neglect leading to the death of an 11-year-old girl. Over the weekend, the Hendricks County Sheriff's Office arrested Kenneth Vasquez and Elba Vasquez. The Sheriff's Office says the man is the girl's father and the woman is her stepmother. Deputies say they found the girl dead at the home on US 40 near Morgan Street in Stilesville early Saturday morning. Sheriff's Office says the suspects face a preliminary charge of neglect of a dependent, resulting in death. 2 children are recovering from smoke inhalation in the hospital this morning after a fire at their home in Marion. Firefighters say it happened at around 7 yesterday morning at a multifamily home on North Washington Street. The fire department shared some pictures of the fire on social media. Officials say it took crews more than 3 hours to put out the fire. They say 4 families are now displaced. Your statewide news network covers Randolph County, where a Union City school secretary is under arrest for having sex with a 17-year-old student. Police say they responded to a battery call at 31-year-old Alicia Hughes' home Saturday night. Officers say a fight broke out after her husband found her with an 18-year-old student. Police say Alicia Hughes was battered in that fight, but say she did have a relationship with a different 17-year-old student. She's now facing 5 counts of child seduction. The investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie is entering its 3rd week. Reed Binion reports on how a newly discovered DNA sample has reinvigorated that search.
Another glove.
We're hopeful that this is going to be a clue that'll lead them to the suspect.
Law enforcement experts reacting to news that the FBI is analyzing DNA from a glove found near Nancy Guthrie's home.
They're doing everything they can to get a profile and CODIS, and they'll run it and see if it does match to somebody.
According to the FBI, the glove appears to match those worn by the suspect captured in doorbell camera footage outside Guthrie's home the morning she disappeared. The agency said the glove with the DNA is not the same glove the New York Post reported on last week, with a photograph of a black glove investigators found less than 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home.
This glove could be very promising, but we have to caveat that a little bit. Yes, it has male DNA apparently on it, but we don't know if it's the same DNA that's inside that house.
Late last week, the Pima County Sheriff's Department said authorities found DNA at Nancy Guthrie's property that didn't belong to her or those in close contact to her. Those investigative developments coming ahead of another emotional plea on Instagram by Savannah Guthrie Sunday.
It's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken. We still have hope.
The Today Show anchor appealing directly to those who may have her mother or anyone who may know anything about the case.
It is never too late to do the right thing.
I'm Reed Binion for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
In Pacers watch, Pascal Siakam was once again on the big stage in the NBA All-Star Game. This was his 4th All-Star appearance and his 2nd as a Pacer. He had a good night on the court. Siakam scored 10 points in the 2 games for the World team, although they lost both games in the revamped round-robin format.
It was cool. I mean, I think guys, like I was saying earlier, I don't know if it's the format or it's just guys was playing a little bit harder and guys was competing a little bit. And I thought it was good. I thought it was a good product. I mean, I don't know if we do the same thing again, but I think regardless of what the format is, I think if guys go out there and play a little bit, then I'm sure people will be happy.
In the final game, Anthony Edwards of Minnesota of the Timberwolves was named All-Star MVP. He led the USA Stars team to win over the USA Stripes. A wild finish at the Daytona 500 leads to a first for a driver, Tyler Reddick, and for his team owner, just some guy named Michael Jordan. You might know him from basketball. Down the final stretch, Reddick's teammate tried to make a pass on the outside, but hit the wall and wipes out virtually everybody except Reddick, who then went to take the checkered flag. Reddick finished second in the Daytona 500 last year, then went winless for the season. Now, though, he can call himself a Daytona 500 champion.
Teammate Riley Herbst gave me a lot of pushes there and then tried to win the race for himself as he should at the end there. Just incredible how it all played out. Just true Daytona madness. And just, man, it's going to be a long night if I've already lost my voice from screaming. Just never thought I'd be a Daytona 500 champion.
The win for Reddick is also the first Daytona 500 title for Michael Jordan as a team owner. He joined Reddick to hoist the trophy in victory lane just in time for his 63rd birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Michael Jordan. Okay, this President's Day, there's a lot to do at the Benjamin Harrison presidential site. Our own Hernan Gutierrez is going to be there later this morning and tell you about it on Wish TV. Also, you can get into the Indiana State Museum for free. There's a puzzle takeover there today. Lots of fun things to do for President's Day and to just get outside and enjoy the nice weather. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.